Let me tell you, when it comes to people pleasing, if you don't know how to alchemize it into an unshakable boundary power, you're going to be running in circles. Chronic pain and people pleasing kind of go hand in hand. And a lot of us have knots that we feel in our body, but those knots are also a representation of knots that are in our soul. Have you ever slept and woke up and you were still tired? And maybe this has happened to you more than once. That heaviness that you feel in your hips, maybe the emotional labor that you have to go through throughout your day. Maybe it's the tightness in your jaws or the headaches. Those things are summons, okay? And so a lot of times we don't communicate well. A lot of us walk on eggshells. And a lot of this is connected to past lives where we were witch wounded, meaning our life was taken as a result of being a healer. Now, in this incarnation, that shows up as the body trying to cope with things. And maybe you learn to fawn to try to create safety. But this is a cage, and this is a cage we're meant to be freed from. So I'm going to tell you about the oracle of your pain and how your body speaks the truth to you that you maybe have unconsciously been silencing. Now, these are 20 signs of sacred messages from your body as an oracle. And I want you to know this first. Your body is not a traitor. It's a divine messenger. The chronic pain, the fatigue is not a random malfunction. They are the most honest parts of you rebelling against the lie of self-abandonment, which we talked about in the previous episode. So if you just found me, go back and check that out. Now, the somatic map, this is basically the connections that I've made from certain physical symptoms. That constant monitoring of behavior, hypervigilance. Is not just anxiety. It's your nervous system that's in a perpetual state of keeping your head on a swivel. It's a primal response where you feel like you have to do this to be safe. And this leads to fatigue and migraines and even issues with your jaws, right? Now, what about suppressing your feelings? Okay, that was another sign. This creates pressure in the body, and that energy has to go somewhere. And oftentimes, it gets stored in the hips. And I told y'all that that's the sacred vault to your creativity and your sensuality, your ability to give birth to things. That deeper ache that you may feel inside of you, a lot of times that corresponds with loneliness. Has nothing to do with people being around you. It's a soul level disconnect that can trigger inflammatory responses in the body. This is a classic feature of autoimmune conditions. Now, where does it live in you? I have a list, and this list is, a lot of it is in the quiz that's in the coven. And I go over some of these body parts, whether it's aches or numbness or tingling. It's a map, and it's an oracle, and it's communicating something to you. And so in the coven, this is the deeper work that we do. Now, codependency, that's an energetic spell. And there are goddesses who defy this. And we're going to go over these goddess archetypes who were able to actually push back against the system that was forcing them to assimilate. There are certain dynamics of psychology that have been used against us, like narcissism. And if you ever experience narcissistic abuse, I mean, it messes up your energy field and you just start leaking life force energy. This is where I started to work with Lilith for this. I had already did the therapy thing, and that was great, but it was something deeper that I was needing to connect with. And she gave me the power of my sacred no. She taught me that the paradigm of the patriarchy wanted me to just diminish myself and submit. And because of her having a boundary, she was exiled. But being exiled was actually freedom for her. Look at that. So what else has been a weapon against you that actually might be something that's a gift to you? And a lot of us overgive. And it is through learning alchemy, learning to turn one thing into something else that's useful, that I was able to tap into this power that I really didn't know I had. But that spell of never enoughness, or feeling like you're too much. This is a self-worth issue, and it has repercussions, and a lot of times the ghost of past life memories is something that haunts us. And our body, it remembers those experiences, though our mind may not. So doing invocations with Lilith helped me to stand tall. It helped me to stay in my center and be grounded and stay in my power. It taught me resilience, and it helped me to be okay with people being frustrated with me when they would hear me push back and say no, or when they would hear me speak up and say things they weren't used to hearing me say. And trust me, if you grew up in an unstable home, that can be difficult. So these somatic exercises that I'm teaching, they help to ground you, but they also help to clear out space so that you have open room to feel with the new wisdom that is really already in you. It's just being unlocked. Because you can't intellectualize your way out of these wounds because they're stored in your tissues. And this is where somatic witchcraft comes in. This is a way of moving the body to release things that are stuck in the body. And so the unspoken truths, the things that you have had to swallow, that usually impacts not just your throat, but your jaws. And there's a tightness that you can feel in your jaws. And so you can even start here using your palms and massage your jaws. Open your mouth slowly and just feel like, what does that feel like? What do you feel? Can you find any tension anywhere? These things will help you to be able to speak your truth to yourself first and live your truth. And so I'm going to teach you how to do that in the Sacred Sistar Coven. And actually that video is probably already posted there. But when you do this, it not only helps the jaws and help you to speak your truth, but I'm going to show you like a really simple ear massage that I use for my vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve controls rest and digest. It controls a lot of the nervous system regulation. And these were some really simple things that were quick and easy that I could do even if I was tired, too tired to feel like I could do anything else. And instead of doom scrolling, I would do these things. And so this is alchemy that leads to personal power. And I want you to know that if you were drawn to me and if somehow you found me, it's not by coincidence. And this will be my third time building a community of sisters who are not only devoted to their journey and investing in themselves, but devoted to the sisterhood. A lot of us miss that. A lot of us need that. And walking on eggshells was something that I had to do to be safe. And because of that, I attracted situations that expect me to walk on eggshells. They feel entitled. And a lot of times people who may be participating on the other side of this, you have a soul contract with them for them to participate the way that they do, to trigger you as stepping back into this power, to be a catalyst for you. So being able to alchemize these things has been just invaluable. And so I'm going to post, I think it's like I'm going to give you 20 of these tips and signs and things that you can do for each one. And I'm going to talk about the goddesses that helped me with each stage of this. I wish I would have had this. And all of this is free. This type of healing is best to be done not in isolation, but in a community of untamed sisters who are untaming their souls from the prison planet and all of the paradigm of the patriarchy, leaving that shit behind. Because I don't want my daughters to inherit the damage that I had to deal with. And if you are a parent, maybe you feel the same way. If you intend to become a parent one day, congratulations, you're getting a head start. I wish I would have known these things. And I have had to watch the way that these things manifest all the way down to my grandchild. And it has really been a major teacher for me. So I might look young, but I'm old enough to be a grandma. And it has taught me some things that are just priceless. And I want to share those things with you. So let me know that you learned something new, that you hear something you never heard before. Did anything that I say help you to feel seen and validated? Do you feel a little more connected to yourself? I love to hear from you in the comments. Even if you don't join the coven, let me know in the comments. And I'm excited to see you all in the next series, the next episode to this series. And we're just going to continue to dive into the unknowns that I wish I would have known.
Higher, I take you higher. Higher. Yeah. I got this sacred